Ta-da. Yes, it seems we are on air. Applause. Super Andy, nice to see you again.
Great to see you, my friend.
Yes, the power of internet.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yes.
Incredible. So we're just waiting for Mick.
Yes.
To appear. So no. So what do we have planned this evening, my friend?
What we many things, but there will be step by step some unveiling about topics. But no, I'm joking. What will be the main topic? Will be Solidsteel and MIAN, our partnership. So
perfect.
For those who are joining us right now, I'm proud to report and to announce that since 2018, Solidsteel company, and we are manufacturer for racks, speaker stands, wall shelves for Hi-Fi and AD components systems, is represented in UK by MIAN Audio Distribution. Actually, we are here with Andy Moore, which is one of the two owners of this fantastic British company. And Mick is coming, he's joining us, and tonight we will share some nice aspects of our collaboration.
It sounds good. I think Mick is teasing us. He popped up for half a second there. This is the grand entrance into the recording, I think.
Exactly. But he is no the main star, so it will come like superstar with spots, lights on him.
I think he's kind of Tom Cruise like, you know. Definitely Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they are quite similar. So, hello, Mick. Nice to see you again. Hi.
Hi, guys.
bloody
welcome.
Bloody perfect.
I had to go and feed the hamster. Sorry for the delay.
No, okay. We love hamsters. Respect for hamsters, always.
Total respect. Respect.
So I want to say also hello to our viewers because we are actually now ready for his new live box with MIAN Audio Distribution. I am proud of sharing this live session with Andy Moore and Michael Neal from MIAN Audio Distribution, which are our UK distributors since 2018. How are you guys?
Great, thank you. Are you okay?
Fantastic. Bloody perfect. I'm bloody perfect today. So, how is in UK the situation? How are you going? How did you spend time during last weeks? Tell me something, because we have been in contact. We shared some business information, and we are ready to restart. No?
Yeah. It's we are both used to driving thousands of miles every week from dealer to dealer, from event to event. So it's been an interesting change to be locked in your house, you know. But it's given us time to do other stuff. You know, all of the jobs you think about doing business-wise, but you never get around to because you're too busy doing everything else. Correct. So it's almost been a nice change is the wrong way to say it, but when you're forced to change, well, then it can sometimes be an opportunity to do stuff that you don't do.
Yeah, you don't usually have the time for. Yes, correct. I agree.
I think we're just spending time business-wise getting, to say, ducks in a row for when lockdown or when we can start going out and visiting our dealers again. You know, it's been a very strange feeling. You know, going to the warehouse, which is 12 miles away and back, and that's the extent of my day, really. But then obviously it's funny how your time's just taken up. You know, the day just goes. You sit in the office and you're answering emails, and the day just goes.
Do you miss the previous routine, or are you feeling good in this situation for having a different control of business?
I don't miss sitting in traffic jams near London for 4 hours.
You can't reach. Yeah,
I think our biggest problem is, you know, on a personal basis, that, you know, you're getting all the jobs done at home that you've got to do. When lockdown's gone, you're gonna be bored. We're all going to be bored because all the jobs are done at home. So Saturdays and Sundays just going to be relaxation. But business-wise, you know, there's, you know, I spend a lot of time trolling the internet and looking for dealers. No, Mr. Moore, not that sort of trolling the internet.
Come on.
I wasn't thinking that for a second.
Don't you think that during these weeks, months, people had more opportunities to dedicate themselves to their audio systems for listening music?
Yeah, I think they have. Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, some of the dealers I've been speaking to, and I know Andy has, you know, they've been quite busy during the lockdown period. But there's still awful lot of people, you know,
UK is such a wonderful country. I really love traveling to you. I will miss not being able of coming visiting you guys, because every time I was there with you, I always had a fabulous time, really.
Well, we enjoy having you here.
Yeah. No, it's always a fantastic joy for us to have you come to the UK. And when this crazy time is finished, then we should go see some dealers and say hi to the good people of the UK.
Yes. I definitely want this, because I need, because we can say that in last 2 years we attended 2 times together the Bristol Hi-Fi Show in February. So I really had the beautiful feeling, the fantastic feeling that your business, your market is made of amazing people, positive, always sharing, always ready to give feedbacks for helping growing a company, a project, or only simply a show. So when I come back to Italy after the UK shows, I always have positive feelings about how a company like ours in Italy is able of growing with partners like you, for example. No, so every time I go is a fantastic opportunity. Hello, hi Ludovica, hi guys.
Hi. So yeah, I think one thing I miss is from being locked in the house is that our day-to-day business is almost visiting friends in the industry, and I think Mick will say the same thing. But a lot of the people we deal with, because the industry we work in is so small, they actually become your good friends, and you look forward to seeing them and spending time with people. It's an industry of fun, you know, and it's not difficult to work in an industry of fun, and everybody has the same goal. So
yes, I agree with you, and this is something I personally noticed with in the UK shows. I want to say hello to Sergio Degli Noci, to Maurizio Cortese, and also Maurizio Cortese is an Italian audio lover who has a YouTube channel dedicated to the audiophile. So he's making with his wife a nice presentation of products, giving suggestions to nice configurations of audio video systems. So hello to Maurizio. And yes, I agree with you, Andy. What makes special working is this kind of opportunity as well, no? For sharing business with people that later can become friends. So
yeah, Yeah. And
Super Ba. Hello, Ba.
Hello, Ba.
Hi, Ba.
hey.
Babacar is our employee since 2010. Super Ba. Ciao Ba, grande, un saluto. Ci vediamo domani in azienda. We will meet tomorrow morning in the company.
Perfect.
So we can start telling to our viewers that I want to say hello and thank you once again for dedicating their time with us, to us. Let's tell them how we started working together back in 2018. Do you remember that time when
I can't remember this at all. I can't remember. I was too drunk at the time.
I remember. I have photos, Mick, but I don't know if we can share it.
No.
Share them here.
Please, no.
I'll send you the checks.
Yeah, come on.
No, I mean both. I mean for people that know both me and Mick, they're fully aware that we did both work for Arcam. Mm-hmm. I was with Arcam for just over 28 years, but decided that it was time to do something different. And Mick has always been a very good friend of mine, and we both have different skill sets, and we decided to do something, to try and do something special, a little bit different. And the first person we dealt with was Gaetano. So it really, the start of our business kicked off with Solidsteel. And it's incredibly important that the relationship that MIAN has with Solidsteel is very strong, and we both have the same goals. That I think in a world of mass production and commodity, there is a very, very good place for a high quality product built by a family-owned company.
And with your background and experience, you know a lot of understanding quality, and promoting and explaining, because it's not easy.
But I think that throughout the audio chain, attention to detail at every level, at every single point, uncovers detail. So when you look at a Solidsteel product, look at the cleanness of the building of the welding of the SS series tripod stands. Any product in the range, the Hyperspike. I mean, the Hyperspike is unique in its level of engineering. There's nothing like it. But it's this that allowed us as a young company to start at zero and quickly find a foundation with a product that people could see the quality in, and just by accident.
I will send them checks. I promise.
I always have these in my pocket every time, everywhere.
I don't need to know that.
Just in case. I have one in the car.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but it was stronger than me.
You should. I'm talking too much.
No. I love this. So
I think it's very important to believe in what you're doing. And Solidsteel, from the very first day that I think Andy and I unboxed the Solidsteel product in that Bristol demonstration room, we just immediately fell in love with it. The build, how it felt, it was just phenomenal. And I think from there onwards we wanted to be part of it, and thankful we are part of it and loving every minute of it. It's nice to have a product that nobody ever complains about. Nobody ever sends anything back. It's just brilliant.
Thanks.
It's a salesman's dream.
This goes to everybody in our company because, of course, I'm using my image for representing the brand and the project. But behind that, you met my guys, no, my colleagues, my team, and there's a whole system, a whole working system behind our brand. So we would never be able of doing what we do without having partners like you. So as Andy said before, it's a collaboration. No? It's sharing business. It's having the possibility of growing and of doing what we love with the right people, no, right person, and this is fantastic. I just wanted to give a little story about when I met you first time, no? Because I remember it was 2018 in February in Bristol, and Mick has been the first person who welcomed me in the showroom, in the audio showroom that was at that moment in the morning, in the early morning on the setup day, no? And Mick has been the first one to tell me, "Oh, what the hell is doing an Italian guy here? What do you have?" So I felt really at home thanks to Mick. And then I remember that Andy came in the room, and he was running so fast because he had to set up the system so quickly that only he knew why and how. And I remember that he played for setting up the system one song that I will never forget because it's one of my favorite tracks, Kashmir from Led Zeppelin. So I remember, Andy, you were testing the audio system, the Arkham audio system using Kashmir, and I said, "Oh yes, these men are great." So welcome to the UK, Gaetano.
What a way to welcome you. What a way to welcome you.
Yeah, what a way. Yes, what a perfect way. What really, it was bloody perfect, guys. So
bloody perfect.
So I remember also a fantastic moment in my company because the day after I came back to Italy, and I was having a meeting with my guys in the warehouse, in the office. I was reporting the positivity of the experience I had in Bristol, and 5 minutes later, I received a call from Mick. And
I was missing you.
Yeah, maybe not only me, but let's not say anything about that. But he was missing me, my voice, no? So he told me, I remember, Gaetano, me and Andy are founding a new distribution project. Would you be interested in being represented? And you didn't see my face because we were at the phone, but I smiled a lot. So
that's good.
That moment, I understood we could have a really fantastic opportunity of growing and of letting our brand be known in a fantastic country which founded the culture of modern music, in my opinion.
Yeah. There's certainly there's certainly some famous bands coming from here.
Yes.
Mick. Oh,
yo, please. Yeah.
He's getting emotional.
Hello, Mario.
Emotional now.
Good friend of us, Mario. Super grande Mario. Mario is an audiophile lover from Italy. He's a dear friend of mine. He's from Pescara as well, and always following our live boxes. I want to say a special hello to him.
Hi, Mario.
Hi, Mario.
So I have a quick question for Andy. In a few words, how you started your career, your professional career?
Whoa, wow. Well, I've only today I've only had 3 jobs. My first job was a paper round delivering newspapers. The second job was Arkham, and now MIAN Audio. So The paper round paid best, to be honest. But this is more fun. It's you think I'm joking, but
I know you're not.
But no, I've always had a love of music, but also I've always been intrigued as to how does a hi-fi work. So I spent my childhood listening to music and breaking my hi-fi, taking it apart, trying to work out how it worked. Yeah. So then I went to college to work out how electronics work, and then started at Arcam. Wow, many years ago. But
many because you started very young working, not because you're old. Come on, man.
Yeah, I was only 5 years old when I started at Arcam. So, yeah. But no, I always say to my friends, look, I've never really done a day's work, because I love what I do, and if you love what you do and you're passionate about what you do, well, then I don't think I can call that working. It's doing something.
I agree.
It's doing something that you would probably do anyway.
I agree with you guys.
So,
and also, I want to know about that from Mick. Mick, how did you start? How everything has started in your career?
Oh, I started with a multiple retailer, Currys, and sort of worked my way up, and then went to work for a independent at about 19, 20, I suppose I was then. 21, 22, I got approached by a company called Hi-Fi Markets, which distributed Onkyo, NAD, and I went to work for Onkyo, and I haven't been off the road since, really. I've done 35 plus years on the road. So has the dealer network changed? Yes, lots. And
also, if I can interrupt you, you have had the possibility of experiencing the whole evolution of the FI market.
Yeah, I mean, I come in at sort of probably the back end of the good old days, but I mean, there were good days. You would stand at, you'd do the Penta show at Heathrow. I remember. Okay. And you'd be taking orders for the next 6 months. Those days have gone. But on the other hand, so a lot of dealers, there's, I can remember when, you'd go out on a Monday, not come back to Friday, and you'd be done 25, 30 calls. You can do that, you struggle to do that in a month now with the dealer network. But a lot of the dealers have survived, and they're great, and they've become really good friends. And well, all my dealers are classed as good friends. And that helps us.
What's special about this, and I really hope that everybody who is listening to us now can really understand what I'm saying. When speaking about your business partners, your dealers, you both mentioned the word friends, and in my opinion, this really explains the beauty of the UK hi-fi audio market. I really wish I could import this in Italy, because really in Italy we have amazing things. But I'm speaking about the Italian business audio market. We have many beautiful things, but what is being experienced in the UK, this deep connection between people, it made me smile, feeling good every time, everywhere when I was with you there. And so this is fantastic.
I think it goes a bit deeper though, because it goes into, your friends are the competition as well. All the reps, and we're all together. We're in the same industry together, and we're all friends, which makes the days even nicer, because you're dealing with dealers that are friends, and you're meeting the reps that you're friends that you've known for many years. So it's really a lovely industry. I can't think of any other industry that's like this, really.
It's a positive way of building careers, business, of growing or sharing feedbacks, being honest, sincere, loyal. This is important, no?
Yeah, yeah. And I think the most important thing you can ever do for a customer or a dealer is be there to answer a question. And MIAN Audio, I remember, I think when we set up the Facebook page on day one of business, Facebook asks for your hours of business, and I just put 24/7. Now, I mean, we still answer the phone. If the phone rings on a Saturday or a Sunday, well, then there's probably a good reason for that person to call. And we will always answer the phone. Emails as well are answered during evenings, over weekends. But being a small company, that's the flexibility we have to do to go the extra mile,
Yeah, that's what I love. So
and we do try to go the extra mile. We really do, everything we do
many miles.
Next day. Yeah, many miles. Yeah, very many miles.
So we can say MIAN Audio, it's me as Mick and Anne as Andy, no? The fusion.
Yeah.
It's genius.
Genius. Oh, come on, man. It was hard to understand, no? So
we paid a lot of money for that name.
What?
We paid a lot of money for that name.
Great.
Yeah. But with Gaetano, we're so clever. Mick's going to kill me for sharing this, but we're so clever that we thought this is a great name, MIAN Audio. MIAN, what does MIAN mean in Chinese? I looked, right? And it could have meant anything, right? But it means, I don't know, it means good luck and prosperity. It means it's a good thing.
Nice.
And 2 weeks into business, a dealer pointed out that the name MIAN spells name backwards. And we said, oh yeah.
Amazing.
That's
So
how clever
we have Marco from Italy who is asking. I want to say, first of all, ciao Marco. Marco is a big friend of mine and a huge guitar player. Hi everyone, I would ask, where are we going? I mean, MP3, wave, digital technologies are growing with my father's Hi-Fi Show. How we can introduce old stuff, passion to new generations? Beautiful question. Guys, help me. What do you think, buddy? Andy, Mick first and then Andy.
Yeah, go on, Mick.
If I think I could answer that question, I would be worth a millionaire. I'd be a millionaire. It's a very difficult one with the younger generation, how to get them into music. They all listen to music, certainly more than we ever did. They've always got earphones in and, they're walking to school and they're listening to music. But it's all on a telephone or an iPad or it's getting them to sit down and actually listen. Because when they actually listen, they realize how good a really good system can be and how it brings that person or group into your living room. I think a lot of it's going to be down to to their mothers, their fathers,
education,
their uncles. Yeah, that actually sit them down and let them listen. Because once they've done that, they love it. I mean, you find a lot of the younger generation are getting more and more into vinyl. Because I think they've got something. They can hold something in their hands.
You can touch
a record. You can touch it and turn it over and read it, and even same with CD. So there's a lot of the younger generation got back into vinyl, but I think it's got to come from the for the peers, really.
Yeah, but I also think it's a challenge for the industry as a whole, because the hi-fi industry has done a really good job of confusing people. All right, that you've got to spend 20,000 euros on your speaker cable or 100,000 euros on your loudspeaker to have a really good hi-fi. That's really not the case. I mean, the frustrating thing is that with 24192 audio, we can have the original master tape at home. All right, we've got enough resolution to capture the original master tape and play it back in our living room. And there, as Nick says, there's more younger people listening to more music than ever. I mean, you see every young person in the street, you know, walking into each other because they're looking down at their phone, listening to their headphones. You know, and it's a job for this industry to say, hey guys, do you really want to know what Led Zepp sound like?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know what this can sound like? Because what you're getting is like a bad picture of something that is real. But it starts at hi-fi shows. We need to get the kids in to the hi-fi shows. But at the same time, the people running the demonstrations need to play music that they relate to.
Correct.
All right. I can't think of many 18-year-olds that are going to come bouncing in the room to Diana Krall. All right. So
I agree.
So we need to engage in the right way. We don't need to confuse with technology. We need to embrace with great music. So yeah, where are we going? Well, I hope that this unfortunate time we're in, more people have been listening to their stereos, and I mean really listening to their stereos.
Yes, and also thinking about purchasing new and good ones, because during these crazy days, we had more time. We had more time for ourselves, for dedicating ourselves to our passions, no, for discovering new things. So,
well, you know, the beautiful thing about music is that if you listen to a piece of music, and you've probably done this, where you can listen to a track, okay, that track takes you to a memory of a place in time. You know, you may have been laying on a beach the last time you heard this track, but you'll listen to the track and have the feeling, oh,
I'm flying.
Laying on the,
I'm traveling.
Yeah. So music is time travel. And I can't think of a better time to have a bit of time travel than right now. So, you know.
I want to also take this opportunity. Thanks, Marco, for this question. And I invite all our viewers to ask questions if they want. Okay. First of all, hi, Hi-Fi D'Agostini. Hi, everyone. Hi-Fi D'Agostini is one of our most trusted dealers in Italy. He comes from Rome, so they are based in Rome, and they are fantastic. I want to say hello to Alessandro and all his working team. I wanted to continue this topic by giving you the information that MIAN Audio and Andy Moore made a calibration guide for setting up audio systems at home in a very easy way. That is achieving a lot of success, because Andy, since you published it, you received many positive feedbacks and appreciation for this guide. So would you like to tell us something about it?
Well, I mentioned earlier that the lockdown and being locked in a room has given us time to do other things that you never have time for. And over the last 30 years, I've used a regime to set up listening rooms at hi-fi shows, or my own listening room. And it's I call it the grid method because it uses a grid. It's quite simple.
Grid method. Yes.
Yeah, it really comes from. I've had a lot of conversations with people who say, I need to upgrade my interconnects. I need to change my amplifier. I need to change this and everything else because I'm not happy with my sound. My first question is, are the speakers in the right place in the room? And a lot of people will say, I don't know. How would I know? Well, the grid method is a way of the installer or speaker user to know that they have put the speaker in the best place in any room, and it's quite easy. It's quite simple to follow. But yeah, it gets results. Just a little bit of time, no measurement.
And it is easy to read, to understand, to follow, and to apply, no?
Yeah, there's no techno jargon. There's no nonsense.
Look what I see. Look what I see.
Yeah,
something very familiar. Guys, can we say a big thanks to Antonio Basile, our marketing communication assistant, who is supporting us as a film director. He's our Steven Spielberg, as you said before, behind
He's
the
doing
scenes.
a great job.
Super Antonio.
So you can see in the picture that's on screen now that there is a grid, and the reason the grid works is that you often see people with a tape measure, and they will place their loudspeaker at a position and they'll measure them both the same. They'll then listen to the system and think, no, that's not right. I'll move them to another position and then measure again. They then think, well, actually, no, the first position sounded better than this position, but where was the first position? I now can't remember. Okay, so if you give yourself a grid of reference, well, you can mark each position you try, make notes even on the masking tape or on a notepad, and you know what you're aiming at. You know where you came from, and you can also see where you're going to. So it's really nothing more than a controlled method of placing your speakers accurately in your listening room.
Differently using your LP collection.
Yeah. I mean, the guide does recommend some listening music, but any music is great. But don't you don't want your hi-fi to sound like a hi-fi. Yeah. You want your hi-fi to sound real, so that when you close your eyes and you relax, you're not thinking, "Wow, my hi-fi sounds good." You're thinking, oh, this song sounds amazing. Yes. You know,
hello, Uliana. Ciao, Uliana.
Hi, Uliana.
Hi.
Hi there.
So I agree with you. And I want to also ask to Mick what's his favorite thing about his audio system. What is the most emotional part of playing his audio system? What is liking? What does he like the most?
Sitting and listening is what I like the most. Well, it all goes together. It's not one particular piece of the equipment, or it's all of it together makes.
There's a special person here sound. Saying hello to us. A special
hello, George. To be honest, one of the nicest things I think with a system is the rack, because it's pleasing to look at. It's beautiful. You can have some great looking pieces of electronics in an awful looking rack, but actually the rack is. I look at the rack and it puts a smile on my face, and all the electronics on it, and wow. Then you just it's beautiful. So there's not one thing that actually I can say within my system that
it's the whole system.
It's the whole system and the sound and everything that brings it all together, and brings whatever you're listening to into your room. It's brilliant. But I think having the rack or the speaker stands that are pleasing to look at.
Thinking about and talking about your business project, of course, you are an importer, distributor, and you are representing Solidsteel in the UK, but you are also taking care of other brands in your portfolio. So, Mick, can you tell us and to our viewers, especially for those who come from the UK, something more about the brands you have in your portfolio, please?
The brands, we've kept our brands to a minimum. We both agree that the best restaurant has a small menu.
Mm-hmm.
We are or have been approached by quite a few companies to distribute products, but we have to believe in them. We have to wholeheartedly believe in what's behind them. We bring in some wonderful speakers from Australia, from two guys, Sirhan and Swift. We bring some cables in from Milan, RA Cables.
Yeah, I know them. Very good company.
Them? Brilliant company. We bring in some isolation discs and pads from Australia. Les Davis Audio.
Les Davis. I also had the pleasure of meeting Les during last audio shows, and I want to say hello to him sincerely, because he's a very special guy, and also his products are really good as well. So hello, Les.
And then we bring in a turntable from a company called Pear Blue.
Okay.
From Slovenia.
Okay.
Which is just a wonderful wonderful range of turntables.
So, guys, do you see this beautiful question from Marco Fullone? Marco Fullone, first of all, is a dear friend of Solidsteel, but a dear friend of mine, first of all. And he's a DJ and a music designer, music director of Radio Monte Carlo, which is one of the most important radios in Italy. But his fabulous career made him famous, both in the audiophile world, both in the music industry world. And Marco has two beautiful audio systems at home. And I really like his question, and I would like to ask to Andy and to Mick to reply to his statement.
Audiophile people are listening to their equipment, not the music. Yeah, that's wrong. I mean, it's not the right approach. I've never described myself as an audiophile. I have described myself as a kid who grew up loving music, and that's something that I maintain. I don't consider myself an audiophile. I see the hi-fi system. The hi-fi system is a mechanism to join a loudspeaker to a microphone, but the microphone was in a recording studio. Okay, correct. So it's just an interface. And the more accurate the interface is, well, the more you get lost in the music and not the equipment. So I struggle with the statement that audiophiles listen to equipment, not music. They shouldn't do. They should listen to music.
Yeah. I agree. And you made me think about my father's words when I was a little kid. And I was asking him, Daddy, how did you decide to start a business involved in the audiophile hi-fi industry? And he replied me, telling me that when he was very young, he wasn't able of playing any particular music instrument. So his personal audio system was his instrument for playing music. So it gave me, many years later, this kind of big lesson in considering the whole audio system, the whole equipment, audio video components as a tool, the key for experiencing emotions and music and amazing moments, no? So
Yeah. I mean, a good system should be able to transport you to a live venue anywhere in the world. If the recording is good enough and you close your eyes, well, you're there. You're in the audience in a different location at a different time. It's incredible. It's incredible.
I agree.
It's something that I will never get bored of and will always be in love with. It's incredible.
So I see also that you both represent brands which are from the UK, because MIAN Acoustics is from Wales, no? If I'm not from Britain. Okay.
Wales, yeah.
Yes. And also you have Brigadier, which are a fabulous Australian company for loudspeakers. I also want to say that this brand caught me really happy, because I met Brad and the whole team when I was in Melbourne for the first time in my life last October. And first of all, he's always been very friendly with me. But the main thing in common is everybody who's working with you is in love with music. Because Les Les Davies is a guitar player. I'm a amateur guitar player, but he loves music. The passion about music in Brad's words from Brigadier was so huge that I felt so amused and impressed. And I understood how you are connecting your life, your working, your business careers to people who are deeply in love with music, and this is the key,
Well, this is when we first started the business, and Mick mentioned it about the small menu. The best restaurant has a small menu. Well, our goal is always that on our menu, we want every single meal you might choose to be absolutely incredible as well. So and that's why we started slowly. We didn't, run around trying to get people to work with. We were very careful choosing what do we put on our menu,
what to promote, what to explain to people, what to offer.
And the link within all companies. And I didn't realize until you just said that there is a musical DNA in the whole picture as well. But the other key is that we can always talk to the guy in charge of all of these companies, and it's incredibly important for us to build relationships like that.
Also, I would like to show to our listeners and viewers the great job you have done with us during the last 2 years. So if the film director can go to our website, I would like to tell a story about the 2 beautiful Bristol shows you managed during the last 2 years. But not only them, because in Bristol, I had the pleasure of coming and supporting your activities personally, But during the year, you take care of many different activities and audio shows. You attend many different UK audio shows. I remember you came also in Munich and visiting our booth last year, and you visit dealers almost every day of the week, exception made for the weekends. But
sometimes at weekends.
Sometimes. Yes, and we can say that Mick is mostly dedicated in visiting dealers from the northern part of the UK, and Andy is taking care of the middle southern, if I'm right. So I want to show people the beautiful things that you did for us during probably the most important UK events in Bristol 2019 and 20. So I want to say thank you, first of all, because thanks to your effort, thanks to your activities, Solidsteel became in 2 years a very well-known brand in the industry. So yes,
thank you.
This is blog article from our last. This has been also our last audio show before the lockdown.
Yeah.
So can you tell us some more about what you displayed in this booth in February? For example, Mick. Yes, Mick was right there, and he was in the playing room. But I would like to know from Mick something more about what you displayed.
Well, we wanted to make the stand a little bit different from the 2018. Is that right? 2018?
19 and 20.
2019.
Yes. This is from 2020.
That's from 2000. We've got more products on the stands, and obviously trying to show off the products, because obviously Lima Acoustics, there's Pair Audio.
I see a turntable.
A turntable, which is Pair, and then you've obviously got the Lima Acoustics, as you can see on the right there. We wanted to make sure that people could relate to products on a stand. I think it's great having empty stands at a show, but it doesn't show the reflection of the stands, of how good they are, how sexy the product looks on a great stand. But
in that way, people could touch the products.
The products. They're all extremely, the Bristol show, they're all extremely chatty. They all want to ask questions. All the products are there, and we're really, really busy. But it just this year was probably the busiest for us, because we had a little bit more going on the stand.
Many people, I remember, full of beautiful crowd, amazing visitors.
Well, we also we have this the opportunity that with Lima, people would come down and look at Lima, and they'd see a Solidsteel stand. They'd come to Solidsteel to look at a stand, and they'd see Lima, they'd see Pair, they see everything that MIAN Audio do, which is what we wanted to do this year, which I think made us a lot busier, without a shadow of a doubt.
It was also the first opportunity to show the vinyl rack as well.
Yes, the VL,
which
VL rack, our brand new addition in our catalog. So in this configuration, the frame is white color and the shelves are in natural walnut polymer laminate, but an high quality laminate.
Next year, I promise we'll remember to bring some records to put at the bottom as well. Okay?
They stole. Somebody stole all the records over there. So, but of course, music. No, the good idea is everyone can fill the bottom shelf with his own favorite music. So,
nice, perfect.
That was my
vinyl record for those who are watching us. The product, the rack in front of us is a vinyl storage and hi-fi rack from Solidsteel. How much does it cost in UK, this 3-shelf rack?
This 3-shelf rack, I'm going to have to look it up, because my brain is not good these days, boys.
As retail price.
It's because you haven't been on the road.
I haven't been on the road. No, that's right. In a 3-shelf version, it's 970.
Okay, 970 pounds. Good. And if we scroll down the page, we can also have a better look of the wall stand you had. So there were many other products, our products supporting all your good brands. And also, I can say that in those 2 years, you did a fantastic job having partnerships with other big brands in the UK, supporting their audio rooms with some of our speaker stands and audio racks. So in this blog article, which can be found on our website, there are also other pictures and descriptions of the multiple audio rooms you served. So if from the direction we can scroll down even more, we can show to our viewers the big job you've done. So these ones are the recable from Italy, cables and
Lima Takana and a Quasar on the shelf.
Yes.
I must say that a lot of the Solidsteel that is around the Bristol Hi-Fi Show, the manufacturers actually bought it. A lot of these guys buy it because it's so good, which is great. I mean, we lend quite a lot out, but the majority of the manufacturers have actually purchased Solidsteel because it is so good, and they use it and dem it around the dealers as well, which is brilliant.
Many dealers came.
Yeah, the other thing.
Oh, look, it was my birthday. It was my birthday over there.
No, it wasn't your birthday, mate.
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, okay.
No. You're not 30. You're not 30.
What are you saying, Mr. Moore?
You'd need 2 balloons, mate.
I'm not there quite.
I want to say thank you for using this amazing 30 number, because a fantastic way of celebrating our 30th brand anniversary. So thanks, Mick. Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
From this picture, for example, we can see how many people was taking a look and discussing on the booth. It was probably or the first or the second day, if I'm not wrong. But
yeah, probably. I think that was probably day 2.
Also, we'd like to discuss about the audio rooms.
Do you want to go with the audio rooms, Mr. Moore?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I spent the whole of Bristol in one room. So all day. I never left. But the important thing to mention, Gaetano, I think, is that whilst you can see Solidsteel being used all over the Bristol show, it wasn't MIAN Audio that was chasing these companies to use the product. It was the company coming to us looking for the best speaker stand or the best rack they could possibly use for their room, which speaks volumes of the quality of the product itself.
It's been amazing. Also, thanks to you and to your support, because you have objects, you have products, but without people who really believe in the project, of course, but also believe in the way of explaining what's behind an object, what's behind the product and accessory in our case. So, for example, here we can have, if Antonio can go a bit up, we can show also an illustrious brand as Falcon Acoustics, which is one of the most important UK brands in the manufacture of speakers, loudspeakers, components, and this is fantastic. So when I saw this room, I really felt so much happiness.
Yeah, no, it's important. It's very important. Oh, this was my home.
Yeah, it was your home, Andy. And how many good reviews of how big was the quality in this room?
It was. It's so nice to stand in front of a system that actually tries to sell itself, because all you've got to do is press play, and people believe. When a system is that good, it's not difficult. It's not a difficult job to play music constantly for 4 days.
Can you describe this audio system, for example?
Yeah, so starting with the front end, the bright orange piece in the middle is a pair audio analog turntable.
Okay.
Also on the top shelf is a Lima phono stage. That's the Ultra Phono, and the bottom shelf on the left side is an amplifier. It's a Lima Takana 2.
integrated.
And then integrated, yeah. Real powerhouse amplifier. And to the right is a Cirrus. That's a music CD ripper streaming device. So our demonstration was split between vinyl, streaming, digital, high def versus vinyl, etc. And we could play anything. You can see some Bob Marley at the front.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
and also there's a sheep on the right, not quite visible from the picture, but there was also sheep.
Shadwell the sheep.
Yeah.
Yes, Shadwell sheep. Yes.
Shadwell the sheep.
And there was also a blow-up kangaroo.
Yeah. I remember
All...
some nice move. They had deep connection between them.
They got really friendly during setup.
Yes.
Let's just say that, really friendly.
Right.
And the speakers are from Australia. That's the Sir Hannah Swift Brigadier MU2, a speaker that we bring into the UK. And the stands I recognize from somewhere. The speaker stands. Yeah.
Did you see some of them somewhere?
Absolutely. I saw them in nearly every room.
But most importantly, we can say that everything that was displayed in that picture is in your portfolio. So
yes,
you
absolutely, yeah.
So this is beautiful. We can see DALI speakers with our SS speaker stands and the Rubicon C.
Look at that. It's beautiful in white, isn't it?
I agree. The ALAC had an Hyperspike high-end audio rack on display. Yes, ALAC, yes. And these were both from ALAC in the ALAC room, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So thanks, Antonio, for supporting us. Fine audio from Scotland using, again, our SS speaker stand. So these photos are speaking by themselves about the great job you done for us in Bristol. And maybe on next time, we will also take a quick look on the gallery of what you did in 2009's edition. So do you have, for example, I have a question for Mick now. Do you have an idea of how the next shows or the next way of explaining audiophile and hi-fi music to people will be after this lockdown?
I think people are going to have enjoyed their music quite a lot during this lockdown. I think there'll be an awful lot make their way to the hi-fi dealer to upgrade. I think some of the shows will still go ahead. There's one booked for November, the Northwest Audio Show. Pretty certain that might go ahead. But a little bit different because obviously we will probably still have to social distance. But I think shows will certainly go ahead where they can. I think there'll be a lot more of doing what we're doing on here for product launches and shows. I mean, it's very difficult to demonstrate a product on the internet. But, you know, you can at least give somebody some ideas and then to go into the dealers. I think the dealers will be quite busy. The dealers, I think, will probably have to get a little bit more proactive as well as us distributors and manufacturers, a little bit more proactive. But I'm still certain shows. I think you'll probably find a lot of the shows will combine, that we won't actually just be a hi-fi show. We will be in with other things like furniture and home and gardens and shows like that. So I'm now on top of you. Do you realise you've just moved on my screen? So
yes, I changed position, but
yeah, you know your place.
Only because you're not here. Only because you're not here.
So I think that, you know, there's the whole lockdown situation, I think we're all wanting to do a lot of thinking. We were discussing this earlier, you know, a lot of getting our sort of ducks in the row, dealers as well. And I think we could have a reasonably good and busy time leading up to Christmas. I think people will get more and more interested in music. So I think it may actually be that the youngsters get interested in music as well, because mums and dads will be listening to the music.
So in other words, in your opinion, this kind of situation will become a huge opportunity for
I think for us, yes, I think it will be. I think we'll probably have to do more of what we're doing on here with our dealers because of social distancing. But I think, you know, the future looks extremely good. I mean, Andy and I have found that, you know, certainly probably since January, business had certainly picked up quite a lot.
Yeah.
For us, you know.
Also, if you remember, thanks to you and to your fantastic job, we had the occasion of having some of our products being reviewed by two UK platforms, as StereoNet, for example, and also the Audio T blog. So if you remember, Jay Garrett from StereoNet UK, which is an editor of this very interesting platform, made a review of our S5 III white rack.
Right.
And I'm so happy because we at that time we just started. In less than 1 year we received the first UK review, and it was like reading a book, because Jay so talented in describing both our history, but thanks Antonio, super correct, yes. So thanks film director for supporting. And yes, I would like to suggest to everybody to take a look at this beautiful review. And Andy, can you tell us something more about this?
Well, the S5 series rack, we find that this is, whilst it's the top of the range in the S series of racks, it's correct, one of our biggest sellers. But it brings so much to the party. A strong point of all Solidsteel rack designs is the way that they deal with resonance. Now, you hear a lot of people talk, the resonance, but why is this important? Well, let's think about that for just 1 second. The resonance is critical because the components inside the product are sensitive to vibration. Now, you can prove this quite easily for yourself, but don't do it because it might be slightly dangerous. No, seriously, don't do it. But this is how you would prove the point. If you were to take the lid off of a integrated amplifier and find the phono stage, turn the volume up to half volume with the speakers connected. We now take a pencil and tap the top of a capacitor. Yeah, you will hear dum 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 come from the loudspeakers. Okay, you've just proven that capacitors are microphic and act as microphones. So do inductors, and so do resistors, to a certain degree. So what we're talking about here is a electromechanical feedback mechanism that can be fixed by the rack itself. And it's not that it can't really add anything, but what it can allow you to do is get to quietness quickly. If your equipment can get quiet quickly, well, you instantly uncover detail. Simple as that. Okay. Now, the S5 series has got a unique internal level. So if you can see on the picture here, you've got an internal plinth, in effect, inside the shelf, and that's balanced on 4 adjustable spike points. Correct. And the way it's done is incredibly clever, and it's really easy to use. As Jay mentions in the review, it just it just sort of kind of falls into position, you know? It's really cool. But the really nice thing about being able to independently level the inner shelf is that if you've got a turntable on the top shelf, you can adjust it to be level in thousands of millimeters. So tiny, tiny adjustments.
Yes, may affect the accuracy of sound.
Yeah, it's a great product, and the damped tubes, everything about this product is attention to detail. Correct. I said earlier, attention to detail uncovers detail. So
yes,
it's perfect.
This is a fantastic statement. Really, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to say hello to Roberto Pedrazzini, who told us many compliments for the international streaming from Italy. And thank you, Roberto. I wish for you all the best with your music. And yes, these are all close-ups made by Jay. But I sincerely invite all our viewers and friends to read all the review, because it really expresses a lot our work and what's behind. And I was happy when I first read it, because I understood that what we are designing has arrived at destination. I mean, not as a blog review article, but as a product which is extremely careful of audio quality and audio components and equipment. So and also Stereonati, it's a very qualified platform. So
it's also, the white one is also incredibly beautiful. We have a dealer in the UK who has a white rack in the window of his store.
I remember the picture. I remember you sent me this picture months ago.
And customers have walked past, looked at the stand in the window, and walked into the shop and said, "I want one of those."
Yeah, it was brilliant.
That's it. Yeah,
bloody perfect.
It's beautiful.
Also, we had another fantastic review for the SS speaker stands, the SS6 made by Audio T, if I'm not wrong. If Antonio can assist us. And yes, you really made our SS speaker stands extremely popular in the UK. What do you think about that, Nick?
I can't comment, sir. They are brilliant. I think they're unique. They're extremely unique. They do something for the speaker that no other stand does. I mean, people are saying, they make my speaker sound. No, that's impossible. They can't make your speakers. They just don't take anything away. Your speakers are sounding how they should sound. But if, I think if somebody said to Andy and I 2 years ago, you'd be selling a speaker stand at nearly £500, you would laugh. You really would.
I laugh this way.
Because they have become such a cult product. Everybody knows them. It doesn't matter who you talk to. Yeah.
But we've also had dealers say to us, and I'm being absolutely honest, the dealer will say, "There's no way I will sell a £480 speaker stand."
No way.
No way. Within 4 weeks, he's probably sold 6 pairs of them.
Fantastic, glorious.
But it's a brilliant product, as Mick says. We love it. I always describe it as the stand that does not join the band. Because it doesn't sing along with the loudspeaker, and that's the dangerous thing. No speaker can add to the sound. It can only ever take away or add harmonics or distortion, but this stand is invisible.
Because first of all, the first time they were launched in market was in 1992. So they are our flagship, but also our oldest product on catalog. And we are extremely proud of this, because at that time my father really expressed the best he had in his genius, artisanal genius in crafting products for the audiophile music industry. But what's unique about that is the fact that they are completely welded, no? So we weld them with the brass open flames, and you visited our company, you saw how we make them. It takes about 15 minutes for just welding and making one unit. So it's a fully artisanal product made with love.
Yeah.
Very much so.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the tripod configuration just makes perfect sense.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But it makes perfect sense. You know, as you know, a stand cannot rock on 3 points. It will always be stable.
But ours are made for being the best for bookshelf speakers. So yes, the coolest thing is that they are available in 3 different finishes: black, white, and this raw finish. And I want to say that this raw finish came out thanks to our US distributor, who asked for demonstration a few samples. And after we made a couple of them, we said, wow, we have to definitely add this finish on catalog. So we started making them with a transparent painting covering for avoiding any rust risk, no? So actually they became more popular than before, because it's quite industrial, no? It's industrial design, industrial looking.
Yeah. Well, you can see, when you with the paint not there, you can see the quality of the workmanship. It's great to see, you know.
So I would like to say hello and thanks to all my teammates, all my employees, my guys in the company that during these last 2 months made all the biggest sacrifices in supporting our business activity, and they always offer me the best support technically and morally, giving us the opportunity of going on, no, and carrying on the project. Also, there's Matteo Cognini. I want to say hello, Matteo. Ciao, Matteo. And Matteo Cognini and his brother Stefano are our historical and official supplier for all the metal parts. So you remember when you visited us, and yes, you met them, no? So they make for us all the parts, both from the hyperspike wrench and both from the screws, and also they take care of all these amazing, beautiful parts, no, spikes and bottom frame parts. So yes, they are fantastic guys. They were working also with my father, so they are really expert in what they do, and this is also a fantastic opportunity for our company, because when we collaborate with companies which are already prepared to make and to manufacture products and parts for us, because they already know how important it is for us to have high quality in our racks and speaker stands, it's easier, because as you said before, after many years of working, you of course establish important relationships and you become friends. But what's is fantastic in Solidsteel is that behind Solidsteel there are companies and there are families who really believe in our project. So it's a whole chain. It starts from here in Pescara, Italy, but it has a deep connection in the whole Italian country and worldwide. So we are like drawing a line which is connecting a big project that comes also in the UK thanks to you.
Perfect.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to you guys. So we are close to finish our fantastic live box. I'm enjoying a lot talking with you. If you agree with me, maybe in the future we will have also some other opportunities of this kind, no, for sharing.
Oh, without doubt. Yeah,
it's good fun. Good fun.
Yeah.
So now, if you agree, I would dedicate 30 seconds to hamsters, because we launched a strong campaign, respect for hamsters. So
respect the hamsters.
Yeah, respect the
Save the hamster.
Yeah. So from the direction, we'd like to talk about
as well, Gitana. Don't forget the eggs.
The creamy
eggs. Yes.
Lovely. I missed that. Believe me, Mick, when we were in the Eastern time. Oh, yes. Respect for hamsters. So during the Eastern time, I really missed my creamy eggs. It wasn't the same during Easter time.
And Yorkshire puddings.
Yeah, Yorkshire puddings, yes. But also now it's time to celebrate. Yes, Jay Garrett, I know Jerry Garrett is behind us, he's watching us. And
Jay, hamsters rock, man.
Yes. Jay, we talked about you and your amazing review about our S5 III rack of last year. So by continuing, because we love animals, no, MIAN and Solidsteel loves animals, and we respect nature, deep love for everything which is living in this beautiful planet. I also would like to show to all our viewers that I would like to thank again for supporting, for spending time with us, that during your first visit in our company in Italy, you brought for us a fantastic mascot, no?
Yeah.
The famous Pinky MIAN bear. And in a few seconds it will come, and I want to show you a picture that I took for you today in the company before
the suspense.
Be prepared, because it is always there with us when we prepare your goods, when we work. There's always your MIAN pink bear defending the honor.
He's run away. Well, she's run away.
She's run. But
the hamster's eating it.
Yeah, but it is coming.
Look at that.
Look how lovely it is.
Look at that.
Yes.
You see, that's how you should start every business relationship.
Yes, correct. So
no,
this was probably one of the best gifts we ever received, and everybody in the company loves MIAN Pinky Bear.
But you have your own bear as well.
Yes.
You have a Solidsteel bear. Yeah.
But it was tired because the Pinky Bear has a lot of energy, and the brown bear, Solidsteel brown bear, was sleeping at that time. So yes, during the lockdown and quarantine, they had a lot of fun. So,
but they were left in the factory together.
Yeah, for many days. So of course we are joking, and I think this picture is very well explaining how beautiful it is to share business with you guys. So yeah, it's fantastic to work in this way. So bye, George. Keep safe.
Bye, George.
Stay
It's
healthy.
bedtime.
Don't give up.
It is.
And yes, during our live boxes, we always suggest some music suggestions. So I don't know if you have something to suggest. I prepare a fantastic record for you here. That from here, maybe it is not quite visible, but I can tell you, which is it is an Irish band, which is the 1975. I think they are most into pop, indie, rock.
Not the moment.
Yeah.
and this is the name of the record, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships.
Yeah, it's
and
really?
Yeah. And this is my weekly music suggestion. The record is fantastic. Oh, sorry, my camera, I'm not so
That's cool.
practical, but I suggest you to take a nice audio session with this record, which is interesting.
Thank you.
So, what else to say? I want to thank you once more for your attention to us, for everything that you're doing. Tomorrow we are dispatching your goods, so they will be on the way. Yes. Thanks also for your orders. Thanks also to your local partners, dealers, to everybody in UK who purchased our products during these first 2 years of business together. And I would like to remember to everybody to visit our website, to visit MIAN website, which is here on the banner, to use also our portfolio pages for checking our products, and our configurator as well for sharing with us AV system information, for letting us guide customers and audiophile lovers to the best choice of their racks or stands for their equipments. And I really would like to say I think we just started, so I can't wait to meet you again, even if we met only in February. I can't wait to meet you again, sharing some beers, some IPAs, and
some curry.
Pies, and
pies as well.
Pies.
Yes, I loved the pie with cheddar. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yes.
Cheesy pie.
The blue cheese.
Yes, blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
I won't say the other word. No.
The rubber gloves. No.
No, you did it. You did it.
Very good. Andy.
Look at that. We're 1 minute 28. 1 minute 28 into this, and not once has a rubber glove been mentioned. Honestly,
did it. So
no, Gaetano, I'd just like to say, from a distributor's point of view, that the way you've handled everything that's been going on in Italy has been absolutely perfect. From a business point of view, your strength of character to reassure us that everything's going to be okay, and I'm quite certain you did that for absolutely everyone around the world. So thank you.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you, mate.
Respect to you. So, and you,
thanks.
And stay safe.
You too. And we can't wait for working again for you in the next weeks. Okay.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
So I wish for you a beautiful night. Also, we will share this video again on our platforms. So everybody is welcome in asking us questions and whatever they want. For everything we can do. So I want to say ciao, arrivederci, grazie mille, and see you
Ciao.
very soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Cheers, Gaetano.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.